Podcast. Hello and welcome to Emma's podcast. In today's podcast, we're going to be talking about what friendship means. Let's get started. I am looking at my friendship, what it means. I have lost my brother, my best friend, someone we have in our lives. This could be someone else in your lives as well, guys. I have no idea what would happen if I did not have him in my life. Yeah, that would have not been pretty, let's put it this way. And Jay, I'm sure he's laughing on the other side, like, yep, Emma, I do know that. I like to keep you out of trouble. It's like a little kid, go and see the water, and mom said, yeah, don't go in the water, you stay around, and then 10 seconds later, who's in the water? Emma, creating trouble. So, when you have someone that enter into your life to become your rock, your guiding light, we have to learn to appreciate every single moment we have with the people we love. It is not a sad blog. No, it's not a sad podcast either. Instead, it's to remind ourselves to love each other and not take anyone for granted. I have had enough battle going in my life that I have no interest to continue to fight. I have learned to see what people added value into my life. I have seen people who would dance like the devil to deceive us at every single chance they had. I have seen people who would open their heart to let love pour out of it. I have seen people sacrificing their lives to help others. I have experienced the best and the worst of the worst. The people who thought they were the master of manipulation to be reminded by karma they were nothing like that. It is time to reflect on the circle of light we all have. I am grateful for my friends that have stood by my side and are still supporting me as I am going through the process of healing for the losses I had. I am also grateful for the experience I had with the people that were no longer of any added value in my life, even though it has not been easy to find the peace of mind I so much needed. But I'm foremost grateful for my friend Jay to continue to watch over me and doing a lot of overtime to keep me on the right path. It is always, I will say, humbling situation we have, because friendship means so many things. You have people who will come in your life forever, from the beginning to end, and then you have the people who come in your life to do something, to change something in us, to help us grow, to have the maturity, the love, the compassion. And you got people who will come in our life like the devil, dancing, looking pretty, making themselves at the same level of energy we're in. However, trying to take us down, trying to dim our lights. Those are the people that we don't want in our lives, but we have to be at some level challenge. It can be a karmic situation, like a karmic contracts, or it could be a test of who we truly are, because we're always being tested every day. There is not one day we're not being tested. But when the devils enter into the dance, this is where we really have to decide. Do we want to put them first, or do we want to put our life purpose? Are we gonna perish into the lust and the lies and the delusional world, or are we open to be more in a world of wonders where we make the distinction that, hey, this is not an added value here? Do I want to enter that dance? Am I that blind or needy or afraid? People can prey on others very easily. I've seen people who think they're master of manipulation, and I could read them. They could never take over, even though they try and never succeeded. I've seen them using people who have lower energy, people who have lower self-esteem, and play and toy with those individuals. People who want to please you and will do anything you ask. And that is a dangerous game. This is where we have to learn to make the distinction. Do I want to continue to be at that level, or do I want to expand my wings? Do I want to start to shine and rise like the phoenix? People that watch us rising or do what we want to do in our lives, meaning like You're maybe a daredevil. Maybe you're an entrepreneur. Maybe you're somebody who's a creative and an artistic side of you that others gonna criticize you for the simple reason that they're always gonna try to think you're better than anybody else is, or they feel threatened by who you are. Even not doing anything but standing next to them is gonna make them nervous. It is amazing to see that and to realize that what are we doing here? What is the world here all about? Friendship means teaching, the circle of light. And I talked a lot about the circle of light. It's not 200 people around you. It's a handful, 5, 6 people, maybe 6. But I will say if you got one person you can count on, one person who will support you along your journey, one person who will check on you and see how you're doing. It is fantastic. You are the richest person in the world. But how many people can say I have more than one friend? Somebody that know my deepest thoughts. Somebody that I can trust with my life. Somebody that will be there in the good, the time, and the ugly time. Somebody who will look at you and say, okay, you are effed up today, you just screwed it up, but I am here. Let's go pick up the pieces. Let's be here for each other. Friendship is not only go to the restaurant. It's when the worst of the worst happen. This is where you can really see who are your friends. It's when the worst of the worst happen. It could be from getting out of a toxic relationship, losing a job, anything from abuse, or something happened to you and you need some help. People who don't give a crap, but they will come and help you because they don't expect anything in return. That is a true friendship. It's not somebody that's going to come and you're going to start to negotiate how you're going to get this, and that the next time because you help them. That's not how it works. I have seen that too many times, actually. Even my family, way a long time ago, one of our cousins was counting how much they helped their mother and father-in-law, and literally could give the detail. I was sitting, I was like, holy crap, okay, well, you missed the definition in a dictionary. To do things of your heart, out of your heart, you do it and giving it. You don't expect somebody, because the law of attraction is whatever you do to somebody and you help them, somebody else is going to help you. You don't need to keep counts. Now, if people are always asking you for your help, after a while you just say, oh, put the kibosh on there, go find somebody else's. But I'm talking helping genuinely people and not the one they always call you for anything else. So I found it amazingly interesting when we're talking about friendship, or we're talking about even a mate, the people we have in our lives, making sure that the people that are in our life are not the one that are always manipulative. Always they want something from you and they take everything away, but never it's always go one-way street. Never give you something in exchange, even a hello. They only showed up when they want something. That is not the kind of things we want. We want the people that really take care of us. So how do we do this? How do we manage all of this and some more? So that's the question for today. It's like, what kind of friend do you have in your life? Do you have the right people surrounding you, or do you have the manipulator? Do you have the people that just can't wait to take everything out of you and just run? Like the vampires, like I call them the vampires, the people who take your energy, they feed on your energy because they have none. They are the people who are we call it tailgating you. They're on your coattail. That's all. They are on your coattail. Do you really realize that what kind of people are around you? What is the added value? Did they bring any added value? Are they there for your peace of mind? One of the biggest things as well is the loss. Healing from a loss. Then it doesn't matter if it's an animal or human. How are the people dealing with that? Do you have people who are telling you in less than a minute, get over it? Or is the people are surrounding you with compassion and love and understanding? That's something that need to be seen and discussed, because it is very, very, very difficult when we are doing this to realize what kind of people surround us. If it's always the same person who's sacrificing their time, that is not fair. If it's the people that never support you, but they're always there to take something from you, that is not fair. This is what we need to look at: who surrounds us, being authentic, being honest. And as I said in the previous podcast, it bites. It bites when you have to go through the loss and the sorrow. It bites when you have to make the hard decision to do not surround yourself with low life people. And when I talk low life people, is low energy, okay? Not low life because they don't have money. It's low energy people, meaning people who are manipulators, people who are in middle of lust, who have no conscience in using others for anything, from intimacy, money, anything. Those are the what I'm talking about. It is absolutely disturbing when you look at the circle of light and the people that surround you are not here to support you. They don't believe in you. They don't believe in your skill set. They don't believe on the magic you can create. I mentioned the story about that old God rest in peace on this one. That old retiree school teacher who looked at me one day and with a very solemn, look on her face, like she buried somebody. I thought she did. That was me she was burying it, not no one else. And she looked at me with a solemn face like, yeah, I tried everything and I'm sorry, but I cannot help you. Like I was the lost cause. Okay? So when somebody is calling you a lost cause when you're a kid, this could have a very big impact on you. It did not in mine, because I'm like, mommy dear is going to kill me afterward. We're going to get yelled at. Oh boy, that is the worst news ever. I'm like, holy crap, this is going to be a payback. It's going to hurt. And looking at all of this and making sure that, at the end of the day, when we're in a position where somebody never gives you a compliment, something, and doesn't like, oh, you're pretty. No. Comment you in a positive way for something you do. Maybe something simple. Maybe you fixed something in a house. Maybe you did something good at work. They're very simple. Why not be thankful for it? And that's the question of the century on this one, I will say, because when you don't provide this kind of feedback to people and you're always taking them down, what do you expect would happen? Some people's going to start to believe and they're going to drop their light. They are not going to do what they're supposed to do. A friend is somebody who's going to tell you the way it is. They don't tell you you're making a mistake. However, they are not going to stop you to make the mistake because you're responsible for what you're doing no matter what. But they're going to tell you that. But they're going to be there at the end, not to put your head down, but to say, yes, lesson learned, now let's heal. Lesson learned, now let's move on. Lesson learned, and I'm not judging you because I still love you as a friend. We're living in a world, there is so much excess in any way, shape, and form. And some individuals have lived their life through excess. Some individuals have lived their lives through wildness, no boundaries, nothing. And they don't care. And they don't want to change. And they like the lust. They like the negativity. And they're going to swim in that world forever. Or they can be cute. Or they can be good looking. Whatever, it doesn't matter. You have to look at what added value do they have. Did they have a good added value, or is it not a good added value? If it's not a good added value, then walk away. Friendship is people who shine the light, help you to really put you at ease. It is not chaos, it is not madness, it's putting you at ease. We're living in a world, like I said, where excess is everywhere. You have so many apps for so many things that people cannot, and you have scammers in there, but people cannot help themselves, to show up for the attention. And I am not preaching against social media at all, but you have to make the distinction. What do I want to show, and how do I want to show up in the world? What kind of friend surrounds me? Is it something that I like to do or not? If you're just somebody who's addicted to drugs and like to do all of the crap, go ahead. That's your prerogative. No judgment here. That's your karmic lesson. This is your life. Good for you. Whatever amuse you. But not everybody has to be dragged down to that level. When you pull people who are positive in the middle of the chaos like that, then that becomes a problem. And it is our responsibility, each one of us, to decide what we want to do. Do I want to keep those kinds of individuals with me, or am I just going to ignore them because I don't want to be in a toxic environment anymore at all? That is a good answer. I know a lot of people can feel like, oh, well, but he's judging. No, nobody is judging anybody here. But you have to be honest, at the end of the day, and that happens to me so many times, so is the universe kicking my butt, that you are faced with decision you're going to make. The good, the bad, and the ugly. And you can be angry, you can feel sorry for yourself, or somebody said to me, you can be a victim. I'm like, I'm not a victim. I'm not a victim of circumstances. I lay where I make my bed. But there is few things the universe always shows me is that if someone is not for my highest good, then the universe will start to tap on me. More and more. Tap on the shoulder, and then it will take the fried pan and smack me behind the head. So it is to us, and it's our job to look at it very closely. It's our job to be honest with our own self. It's our job to decide, what do I want to do in my life? Am I supposed to be that person, or am I supposed to do something else? Am I supposed to be the one to create and continue to create the chaos, or fall from grace, or do I want to continue to rise and soar? Which way am I gonna go? Isn't that interesting? It's which way am I gonna go? And I will encourage everybody, look who you got around you. And it goes for family as well. We don't have to stick with family. You create your own family. Your family is where you are. It's who you want in your life. It's not related to blood family. It's related to the one you create, the one you feel comfortable with. That's what it is. But be honest with your own self, and that bites. I can tell you that it bites when you have to cut people out of your life. But it's always for the highest good. You don't want negative energy around you when you don't need it. If you want peace, attract the peace. And we are going to be challenged from time to time by people coming into our life, trying to seduce us like the devil in their little dance. And it's for us to decide, what do we want to do? Do we want to continue with that dance that will destroy us? Or do we decide to just say no and walk away? Remember, when doors are closing, there is always one that opens, and it's always for the better. So this was our podcast for today about friendship and what is friendship. I'm always grateful for the people that are in my life. I am very blessed and very grateful to have wonderful people. And I know my friend Ross. I want to shout out to my friend Ross, to my mommy Molly. But I have other people in my life that are my rocks, are becoming my rocks, because I lost my friend Jay. But it's always good to have people in your life that will encourage you the best way they can. So I wanted to thank you for listening to my podcast today. And the next podcast, as I said, we are going to go naughty because we're going to do a freestyle. Maybe I'm going to pull a card. Who knows? After all, it's Friday. The next one will be for Friday. So end of the week. All my love, guys. And I will talk to you later. Bye now.